Okay, people, here we are, if you can believe it, the final Friday of the first month of 2010, Friday, January the 29th already. Can you believe that? You know what next week is? Next week is the first day of February. That's Monday. It also starts Speed Week at Daytona. The Daytona 500 is 2 weeks away. How's that possible already? We'll get to that next week. Check out the column today because this Sunday, not the Super Bowl, but the Pro Bowl is being played for the first time before the Super Bowl ever. It spent the last 30 years in Hawaii. Now they've moved it down to Miami, the site of the Super Bowl. They said they sold it out. The NFL was in this for the bucks. It's what they do. I understand that, but that's why they moved it, because they just didn't generate enough revenue in Hawaii. No one was flying out there to go see that sucker. So I just wrote a column on how stupid it is, and I'm not holding anything back here, to have the Pro Bowl before the biggest stage in American sports in the world, the Super Bowl. So the Colts and Saints getting ready for their thing, and they can't even play. Those guys, 14 of them that were elected, voted, nominated, put into the Pro Bowl, and they can't play. Another 16 have pulled out for various other reasons, like they don't want to do it, or injuries. A little wink there. So 30 of the top players in the game that were supposed to play in this thing aren't even there. Most times you cancel something like that, but instead they're going to celebrate it. And it's Sunday, and I just wrote a piece on how stupid I really think that is. It's a dumb move, and I don't like it. And it goes back to Hawaii next year, and supposedly back after the Super Bowl. This is an experiment. Roger Goodell, the NFL Commission, wants to do it, so I'm scratching my head over it, but what the heck? Read the piece, and you can see more about it. A little history, too. In fact, I'll give you one tidbit. You know how many Detroit Lions? First of all, there's no Lions in this thing. And the Lions coaching staff's at the Senior Bowl this weekend. That's tomorrow down in Mobile, Alabama. Jim Schwartz and all his staff, including new special teams coach Danny Crossman. The only Lion that I could find that's ever won the MVP of the Pro Bowl, Eddie Murray in 1981, the kicker. You think a kicker would win it now? No Barry, no Billy, no nobody. So there's no Lions, as you can expect when you're 2-14. And can you remember anything good of the Pro Bowl in the history of the Pro Bowl? It's been around forever, 50, 60 years. I can't. So check that out. Also, in the tweets and feeds section of the piece today, in the Parker and the Man page at yournews.com, Don Banks has his first mock draft. He's the guy I really look at. I think he does the best mock drafts of everybody from CNNSI, Don Banks. See who he says the Lions will take with the number 2 overall selection. I won't give it to you now. I'm trying to tease it for you here. It's not really a huge surprise, but it might interest you. See who he says the Lions will take at number 2. No Pistons on the NBA All-Star roster. Again, no surprise there when you're as bad as they are right now. No Ben Gordon, Charlie, Rip, Tayshaun, nobody made it. Although Jonas Jerebko is going to play in the rookie game. And the only other 2 local angles would be Zach Randolph from Michigan State from Memphis is on the Western roster if the reserves were named last night. And Al Horford from Grand Ledge High School outside Lansing from the Atlanta Hawks. So you can check that out as well. Williams sisters do it again. They win doubles at Australia. The Australian Open Doubles Championship. Serena's still in it for the singles title against Justine Henin. Men's semis are today, tomorrow, however it works down there in Melbourne. But the Williams sisters keep rolling right along, don't they? No matter how much older they get, they continue to dominate women's tennis. The hot rumor in Detroit was, after obviously no Jim Thome when he signed with Minnesota, was that Jim Edmonds, the All-Star outfielder, former All-Star, would come to Detroit. He didn't play at all last year. In 08, he had 20 homers between the Cubs and the Padres. Left-handed bat, would have been perfect for Comerica, but too late. The Milwaukee Brewers signed Edmonds, so even at 39, a guy who hadn't played in a year, he's going to Milwaukee. Johnny Damon might be the last guy left, and there just doesn't. Dave Dombrowski doesn't seem to have much interest in Damon in Detroit. It looks like he might be ticketed for Cincinnati. He's about the only one left, so don't expect any real excitement before spring training, which of course February, starting Monday, will mark spring training month. College basketball locally, big games for MSU and Michigan as always. Michigan needs wins. They play host to Purdue. MSU has Northwestern at Breslin. Northwestern, a little upstart team under Bill Carmody there, looking for their first shot at the NCAA tournament ever. So they got someone to play for. And the Spartans are, could be number 3 in the country come Monday. So they're playing for something too, and 9-0 in the Big Ten. And the movie When in Rome, I wrote about this too, comes out tonight. You'll see that, When in Rome, the movie, shot in Italy, featuring 2 Detroit locals, who, by the way, happen to be dating Kristen Bell from Royal Oak Shrine High School, and Dax Shepard. He used to be my neighbor right over there. His daddy, Dave Shepard, lived in the house right just next to me. And Dax was around all the time, and Dax went to Walled Lake Central. He's in the upcoming NBC TV show Parenthood as well. Well, the other star of the movie, the big star of the movie, is Josh Duhamel. I used to call him Duhamel because that's how it's spelled. He used to be in the TV show Vegas. Here's a picture. that I took of him when he showed up at our pregame show for the Super Bowl back in '06, 4 years ago already, if you can believe it. There he is with the here we go. With the I can't do this backwards. I think it's a backwards Seattle Seahawks hat. I think he was a fan of the Seahawks. And, of course, he's married to Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas. She showed up later, so naturally I take a picture of a guy. And there's a guy with the tattoos. I was wondering what that was until I realized it was a guy's arm. And there's our broadcast setup. We're right there. And there's our cords. And I'm taking a picture of that guy and no Fergie. So there's Josh Duhamel. Ladies, read him and weep. He came to watch our show. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Even though I think he just showed up. We were at Harry's, Detroit, right, for Super Bowl party 2006, right before. It was a pregame show we did on the radio. And all of a sudden, Josh Duhamel walked in. There he is again. See? Okay, there you have it. So check everything out. You got your Pro Bowl before Super Bowl piece, the mock draft, whoever the Lions go at number 2. No Pistons on the NBA All-Star team this year. Williams sisters and the Aussie doubles win it. Edmonds to the Brewers, college basketball weekend, and When in Rome opens up with Kristen and Shepard, 2 Detroit kids dating, and in a big movie. Isn't that great? Support your local Metro Detroit actors, and say hi to Josh Duhamel if you see him. That's it. Parker Demand page, yournews.com. Check it all out as we end this month of January.